Well, we just have one final question for you. What would you say are the top 3 mistakes that you see people make when planning a funeral?
Probably the first one would be paying for a funeral.
Okay.
I think it is always beneficial to plan a funeral.
Okay.
It's not always, and most of the time it is not beneficial to pay for it ahead of time because we don't know where we're going to be.
Right.
We don't want to be locked into a funeral.
That's
It
nice.
could disappear. So plus if your investments are making 7, 8, 9, 10%, all that money just goes away. But if you hold on to your money, then you're making money, you're using it to live with, it's working for you.
Right.
So paying for it would be one mistake I see. Another one would be only paying for it, which is ironic since I just said don't pay for it.
Right.
But people who have perhaps already paid for their funeral, I would challenge them to make sure that they've done more than just pay for it. There's a lot of decisions that go into a funeral plan. It's not just the money. There's many decisions you don't want your family to have to make at a vulnerable time. So only paying for it and not making some of those decisions is another mistake. And an easy way to assess if you fall into that category is if you've paid for your funeral and you don't have a funeral book that's completely filled out, then you're leaving that and those decisions for your family.
Okay.
And the third problem that I might see is people let their guards down, I think, a little too much when it comes to funeral planning. They walk into a funeral home, and I used to see it as a funeral director, the guard would go down.
Right.
And I think the guard needs to stay up because there are many good funeral people out there, but you don't know who you're going to get, and you don't want to wait because it'll be too late once you find out. So ask questions, and if it doesn't feel right, then don't just let that go and don't just trust everyone. I mean, do